Hey, this is day 38 out of 40 in the Marriage Motivator series, and today I'm talking about the power of mentorship in marriage because there's no perfect couple. Since men and women are so different, every couple needs a little advice on maintaining and growing their relationship. So, where do I get this advice from? I have 9 steps for you to follow, and number 9 is going to be a challenge for you. Number 1, if you're not married yet, I highly recommend premarital counseling with a godly pastor or marriage counselor. Number 2 would be if you are married or if you've been married for a while, it doesn't really matter how long, I highly recommend a marriage mentor. Now, if you're like this cat, his name is Loki, he's been fixed. He doesn't give a rip about marriage. He just lives life and just loves it. All right, number 3 would be you may say, well, Brian, what is a marriage mentor? Well, thanks for asking. I would say that a marriage mentor would be a godly couple, probably a little bit older than you and has been married longer than you guys have, that you can go up to and say, hey, would you mind meeting with us periodically just to get some marriage wisdom? And just see what they say. You never know. All right, number 4 would be you might ask, where do I find a marriage mentor? Well, I got 3 things for you. Number 1, you pray about it and say, God, please reveal to me and my wife a marriage mentor, and just watch and see what God does. You just never know. Number 2 would be to ask your local pastor. Hey, your pastor and his wife may want to mentor you guys. And then number 3 would be just ask around to people that you respect and say, hey, do y'all know somebody who would be willing to mentor us? Just ask. Number 5 would be, you might ask, what do I do in the meantime until we find that marriage mentor? Well, I got a couple of things for you. Number 1, I would watch all 40 videos that I've made entitled the Marriage Motivator series on just nuggets of marriage that I've given. Speaking of nuggets, I'm really getting hungry and could really use some Chick-fil-A nuggets. Can I get a witness? By the way, do you like the grilled ones? Anyway, so that's number 1. Watch all 40 videos that I've made on YouTube on the Marriage Motivator series. And then secondly, I would encourage you to read my book called The Marriage Motivator. The Marriage Motivator. It's the most practical book on marriage that even men will read, by the way. So check that out on our website at familywalk.net. Number 6 would be, you may say, Brian, where else can I get some marriage advice? Well, what about your church that might offer some marriage classes? Man, I hope that your church does that. I think every church ought to offer annually marriage classes, parenting classes, and finance classes. I mean, those are the big 3 right there. But anyway, ask your pastor when they might have a marriage class and jump on in there and check it out. Other thing would be to attend marriage retreats or conferences, whatever you want to call them. I know WindShape does a marriage retreat over in Rome, Georgia, which is pretty good. Weekend to Remember, Family Life sponsors Weekend to Remember, and they're all over the country, by the way. XO Marriage would be a good thing to check out, and also Focus on the Family. You can't go wrong with those guys, all right? Number 7 would be, if your marriage is in danger of separation or divorce, please go to godly Christian counseling. Number 8 would be, if you want to be the best husband or wife, fall in love with Jesus and His Word. Be sold out to Him and allow Him to mold and shape you into the godly couple for the kingdom of God. And I promise you, He can definitely help with that. Number 9, and I told you that number 9 was going to be a challenge, and that is, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, you know what, God has really blessed our marriage, and I really feel compelled to be a marriage mentor, well, that's my challenge. I want to encourage you to be a marriage mentor to another couple. You may say, Brian, how do I get started? Well, number 1, pray about it, obviously, and say, just God, could you just bring us a couple that you want us to mentor? And He'll do it in His timing. And also, I want to encourage you to maybe even start a class at your church. And keep in mind, this doesn't have to be a year-long class. The classes that we do in churches are usually about 4 or 5 weeks. Like we just did a marriage class on a Wednesday night for young couples that lasted 4 weeks. And so just do that. Go to your pastor and say, hey, we want to offer a 4-week class or a 5-week class or a 6-week class. And just do what God tells you to do. Speaking of being in a class, can I tell you a God story? one time we were in this class of young couples, and the teacher was teaching there. And I looked across the class, and there was this young couple that had been struggling financially. They had just had a baby and just struggling to make ends meet. And I just felt led of the Lord to give them some money. And what I do is I almost always keep $100 bill in my wallet just for emergency, just because you just never know. And so I knew that I had that $100 in there, and so I felt compelled of the Lord to give them $100 and say, "Hey, I just want you guys to go out and have a nice dinner on us and enjoy." And so the teacher just kept teaching, and all of a sudden the teacher mentioned in his lesson something about giving somebody $100 to go out to dinner with. And I was like, "Okay, Lord, I believe I'll do that." And so after the class, I reached in my wallet, found that $100, and I gave them that $100 and said, "Hey, go have a nice dinner on us, and don't tell anybody about it." But I just wanted to share that with you, not to say, "Hey, look at me," but just to say that, man, God is so good. And if He wants you to do something, many times He will confirm what He's telling you to do. And that's what He did that night through that teacher. I mean, the teacher wasn't even talking about that, just mentioned it off the cuff. And I was like, "Okay, God, I hear you." It's really cool. In the next video, I'm going to talk about how to stay connected and close when you're over 50 years old.